Next up, we will be doing Outstanding Kinship Professional. This year, it is Carolyn Fluckinger, the Program Director of the Kinship Support Program at the Family Service Society of Yonkers, and great friend. Carolyn is a groundbreaking creator of programs that provide services to grandparents and other relatives raising children in Westchester County. Ms. Fluckinger developed and has led the award-winning Kinship Support Program for Family Service Society of Yonkers since 2002, now Westchester County's most comprehensive provider of services for kinship families. For Family Service Society of Yonkers, she has provided critical support and advocacy and represented the agency with elected officials, private funders, and key organizations. She is the chair of the Westchester County Grandparents Coalition, sponsored by the Westchester County Department of Senior Programs and Services, which mobilizes resources such as clothing, gifts, parenting training, and caregiver recognition. As a member of the Westchester County Families Task Force, she ensures inclusion of kinship families in county practices and policies. Ms. Fluckinger's strong relationship with the Department of Social Services has resulted in the assignment of a liaison for caregivers and professionals, as well as the award of grants for caregiving, summer camp, and participation in activities previously made only available to foster families. Ms. Fluckinger is a community leader who headed a consortium of community-based organizations to launch an intergenerational initiative to improve the health and fitness of Southwest Yonkers residents, especially kinship families. Caregivers received fresh produce, access to garden plots to grow vegetables, and YMCA memberships for their children. They were trained as walk leaders to lead exercise sessions for other caregivers, and they provided health and activities in Yonkers primary schools. Ms. Fluckinger is steadfast and passionate in her work to ensure the needs of kinship caregivers and their families are met. Carolyn has done a lot with the coalition and with the Grand Power advocates, and so we cannot think of anybody more deserving right now than Carolyn for this award. So
thank you so much, Ryan. It is an honor to receive a CURA Award, to join a dedicated group of professionals, caregivers, champions, and agencies who have been recognized in the past for their commitment to kinship families. When I accepted the part-time position to conduct a support group for grandparents raising grandchildren at the Family Service Society of Yonkers, there were 4 caregivers in the group, and our daughter, Becca, was 3 years old. Since then, hundreds of caregivers and children have been assisted, and Becca is now a 22-year-old recent college graduate. Little by little, we have been able to develop additional services to help kinship families, including a kinship technology center where caregivers had a bank of computers for their use and their children's use. They could also search for resources and services online. The Grand Power Advocacy Project, which trains caregivers to advocate and educate the public and elected officials about the needs of kinship families. Over the years, the Family Service Society of Yonkers was able to increase the assistance and supports to provide to families, especially with the financial support of the New York State Office of Children and Family Services. Since the pandemic started, we've been able to offer e-tutoring to children to help them tackle remote learning. This is done through our JCY Westchester Community Partners literacy volunteers who have not been able to work with their assigned students in school settings. Our next venture is to expand the program to Rockland County families. Our first funder, the Westchester County Department of Senior Services, was an early and constant supporter of kinship caregivers. DSPS mobilized the Aging Network to respond to the growing number of grandparents in the county by establishing a grandparent coalition, which has organized a very popular school clothing and holiday gift drives for the children for almost 20 years. The Family Service Society of Yonkers has provided so much support and enthusiasm for the Kinship Support Program. Seth Berman, the executive director, has been the biggest supporter. Helen Frankel was key to the early development. Anitra Guzman Santana provides great support and leadership. Betty Malone and Kayla Urena are dedicated staff who assist caregivers day in and day out. Betty and Kayla are critical to the success of the Kinship Support Program. There are many other FISI staff members who contributed to the work of the program. The caregivers themselves who participate in the program demonstrate such love and dedication for their grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and siblings. They have put aside their own needs and plans to keep their families together and to give the children a nurturing home with too limited financial support. I feel blessed to know them and to assist them. The caregivers who have become grandpower advocates have stepped up to assist and advocate for other kinship families while they too are raising children. They attend hearings and public meetings to ensure kinship families have a voice and have proven that individuals can make a difference. Sharon Johnson, who received the CURA Award for Outstanding Caregivers, really exemplifies the spirit of the grandpower advocates. She works full-time, raises one son and two grandchildren, yet she has time and energy to speak at public hearings after her workday is done. On the state level, the New York State Kinship Navigator and its staff have been enormously helpful over the years. Jerry Wallace has been a dedicated champion of caregivers and providers. His support has meant so much. Last of all, my husband John and daughter Becca have been enormously supportive and have provided hands-on assistance to the program so many times. In conclusion, it takes a village to run a kinship support program. Thank you.